Hello, this is a demo of my synthesizer project. Um, the first thing you need to do is open up MATLAB and open up the MATLAB file here. Once you open this up, you'll be brought to this screen here. And all you have to do to run this is press the run button. Once you press the run button, the application should show up. So it looks like this. And first of all, to start the application, load the file. So before this, I downloaded a Spider-Man sound effect MP3 sound file. You can go on YouTube and convert the YouTube link to an MP3, MP4, whatever works. When the sound loads in, the light will turn green and you can see the sound signal to the right here. So there are many features on this. There's a volume, amplification, time ramp, reverb, distortion, noise, and pitch. I'll go over this in a bit, but let's first hear the unfiltered sound. So yeah, that was the unfiltered sound. And now let's talk about the volume amplification. This is basically your volume bar, so you can increase the volume or decrease the volume by moving the slider. So let's try this. So there you can hear it noticeably louder, and if you decrease it here, and there you can see it become softer. Notice here, it'll show you if the sound here is modified or if it's the original sound. If I move the slider, it'll show that it's modified, and if I decrease the slider, it'll show it's modified, but if I return it back to its original place, that's the original. And to play anything that's modified, you just have to play the play unfiltered sound button here. The play filter sound will be used for the filter later on. Next is time ramp. Time ramp basically is what it sounds like. It wraps the sound here. And if you move it around here, it'll play around starting from the middle of the sound and then play all the way to the end. And once it hits the end, it'll wrap all the way back to the beginning until it plays the whole sound. Let's hear this. So yeah, there you hear a wrap. Next is reverb, which kind of gives it an echoey effect. Yep, there you can hear it. And distortion is distorts the sound. It does it by clipping the signal. So it might be hard to decipher this, but you might hear a slight difference. Which it gets a little bit quieter when it gets distorted. Next is noise, which adds a status effect to it. There you hear the static sound. And finally, pitch increases or decreases the tone. So if the value here is higher than 1, it would increase the tone to a chipmunk effect. So you get a chipmunk effect, and if you decrease it to less than 1, it'll probably play a deep sounding tone. Yeah. So that was all the mechanics that alter the original sound. Next, let's talk about the filter. There are 3 filters on the synthesizer. There's bandpass, high pass, and low pass. High pass basically passes over the high frequencies. So it should be a little higher, a little um, more like the higher tone sound. Low pass passes the low frequency, so it should be a lot deeper and lower sound. And finally, band pass clips both the higher and lower frequencies. So it should be sound close to the original, but maybe a little bit different. So finally, you can look at the graphs in both the time and frequency domain. So here you can look at the high pass, low pass, and its time domain. And then here there's a way you can look at the frequency plots for each of the filters. And then finally, you can also do the same for the original sounds or the altered sound. So here you can see the original sound and its time domain, but if you want to see it in its frequency domain, you can turn the frequency and generate the audio plot. There it is. Um, Obviously, when I demoed, I did it all separately, but you can also change it up, do some volume, add some reverb, add some noise, add some higher pitch, or maybe lower volume and higher pitch, a little bit of distortion to generate a lot of mechanics to this original sound. Yeah, and obviously you can, once you alter it, you can generate the plot here and see how it changes, and both in its time and frequency domain. Finally, since this is a synthesizer, obviously you want to change the audio and save it as a new audio. So there's a save button here where you can save the sound that you changed. Thank you.